Welcome to What the Biz, where we talk about building successful businesses, balancing life, and all the WTB in between. With your hosts,
I'm Bridget Vector.
And I'm Dan Prochko. Oh, yeah, we're back. We're back.
Jamming out.
Joining in, jamming out. That's it. Every time I like the groove. I've still, after over 100 episodes, I'm still not sick of this jam.
I was just
awesome.
thinking that, like, I still just kind of like find myself bopping to it. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
I will totally just it's chill. It's like, cool. I'm in my space. Space. We're back in ours for What the Biz. Thanks for joining us today. I'm here as always with Bridget Vector. And we have got an episode today that's probably going to save you money. So stay tuned. Because it might be the end of the year, but tax season's around the corner. And so today is going to be real important on that front. But before we jump in, how you doing? What's new?
I'm doing great, actually. We are just coming back from a business conference that I know when everybody hears like conference, you're like, blah, like what? And it's funny because like this conference has a whole Facebook group, right, of everybody that's coming. And this was a big topic of discussion before the conference of like, what do we call this thing? Because it is not a conference. It is one of the most energizing events that I've ever gone to. So I've gone to it 2 years in a row now. I love it so much. It is such a great like ending to a year to just kind of like get you excited about the next year. So I am still riding that great wave and hopefully will continue to for the next few months, to be honest. And I'm back and being requested to make homemade cream of potato soup tonight when we're done. So that's my life right now. I'm going to make soup.
It's a little things in life. What I got to say is like, I want some of that energy you got from this retreat, I guess, this energy building, I don't know, expedition. I don't know, whatever it is, it sounds awesome.
It's like a little magic ball.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, look, sometimes events are soul draining. They're boring. They're tedious. But every so often there's an event you go to and I'm with you. That's just like, I am pumped. And those are the best. So yeah, real cool. We've just onboarded a new client. It was really cool. It was a client who had actually paused their business for a few years. And it was really cool coming back and them being like all in, and we got to do some branding work with them, get a whole new website up. Like they literally shut everything down for like 3 years. And then, for personal reasons, et cetera, whatever. And, restarting the whole thing up, but wanting to, just rebrand, be serious about everything. Before they had like a mom and pop feel, and now they're coming at it from a more, we're going to expand. We're going to really go at this really hard. So it's been a lot of fun. Working on it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Fun.
Yeah, Jenny got to do the whole logo thing, and then we got to put together the whole brand script, and it's been a blast. It's been a lot of fun.
Your energizing work right there.
Yeah, one of the fun things we get to do. I like it when we get to do this. Sometimes it's really fun. I will say sometimes it's not. It can be a slog too with some clients, but this one on the branding side was really awesome. They're really excited, really clear as to what they want to do. So it's been really a lot of fun.
It's a good way to fill the cup.
Yeah, really, really is. But like I teased earlier, today's going to save you some money. And you might be thinking about the year all wrong. At least that's what Bridget's been telling me. So
yeah.
What have I been not thinking about? What have I been looking at all wrong?
So you and everybody else listening have been lied to. I'm just going to say that.
What?
Yes. Tax season is not in April. Did anybody else know that? Like, I know it's this nice little date on the calendar, but it is literally right now. April is just, honestly, it's like the receipt to the year that you're having right now. It's the bill that you're getting ready to pay. But there are things that you can be doing right now to save you money. So if you would do something now, this is your moment. So tax season, even though you're getting those bills in tax season, now is the time to be focusing on it. And,
No.
most business owners kind of live in this scrambling, confused, avoiding arena with taxes. But what if it just didn't have to be so stressful? And I'm hoping to tackle that.
No, oh, this is awesome. No, I'm excited about this because it's so true. What you do the entire year is what actually impacts the tax return. So if you're waiting until April or March, February when you're giving your stuff over to your account, that's kind of too late, at that point. So I love that we're talking about this today, and you're gonna school me today, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And honestly, like right now is the time, like I said, and I'm going to share things that we do really twice a year with our clients that are kind of in our CFO level packages that really bring them to a very healthy tax season overall. So, most business owners live in this very reactive mode. And I love watching our clients when they start working with us completely move away from reactive. So they're not guessing on the estimates for their taxes. They are not paying themselves inconsistently, or like worst case scenario, not at all. Like we get our clients to a place of where all of this is easy, right? They know what they're supposed to be paying. They are proactive in growing their businesses. And I call it like a financial dream team. I actually called that today I had lunch with one of our tax preparers that we refer to and we work with closely. And they agree, like business owners that get to a place of having a dream team is really just empowering, to be honest.
Yeah.
I never like to say we're just a bookkeeping firm because I really don't think that we are. We're more of that bridge, right? Like we help you now, we want you to grow and succeed, and we bridge your money today and hopefully reduce your tax bill tomorrow. And so I really want to take the time because I think December is an overlooked month for being proactive. To just say, like, let's make the right moves right now and shift what you're going to see in April. The time is still here. Like it isn't gone. You can still do it.
Yeah, no, I love that because it is true that like what you owe on taxes, you can actually estimate and you know what it's going to be. Like it doesn't really change that much year over year. Like there's your base that you're going to pay no matter what. That your brackets don't change all that much and everything else. So you can plan for it. You can say, oh, next year I want to do this much in revenue, or I think I'm going to do X. And so you just know what that bill is going to be. So if you're listening right now and you're like, I never know what my bill is going to be. Oh my God, this is going to be awesome because honestly, you really should. Like you can estimate it every year and know what you should be putting aside. And I love working with your team, Bridget, because that's exactly what I get. It's I see these reports, we talk and we get this. Here's what you should be estimating for the next year. Done. It's not a surprise anymore. And it's great because I don't have to scramble,
And that's really our goal, to be honest. Whether individuals work with us or not, I'm pretty heavy in putting things out into the world. Like, look, we're talking on this podcast and I know you are too, Dan, like you love giving the value, right? I want to see every business owner feel confident and empowered with their finances and not scared and dreadful of this, because tax season really doesn't need to be scary. And I just want to empower people to get to the point where they're confident and happy, honestly, with tax season. So 2 words I bet a lot of people thought they'd never hear together: happy and tax season. But
taxes, right? Happen. Oh my God. Yeah. Tax season and happiness has been a thing for me recently, which is wonderful.
So I'm going to share like the 5 moves that we are making right now for our clients. And then I'm going to break this down. So if you are doing your books yourself, managing your business yourself, I'm going to give you 5 things that you can be doing. And I encourage you to be doing right now. Obviously, they're going to be very similar, but this will give you an idea of kind of, if you're working with a partner, what they should be doing on your behalf right now. And if you're not, what you can be doing on your own behalf. So we are actually reaching out and talking to tax professionals on behalf of our clients early. So some of our clients opt into this and they say, you know what, can you just handle this conversation? And so we will start these emails. We may even sit down with them. Like I had lunch with one that we referred to today. And yeah, we go through the clients that we work together on. We bring where our clients are currently at. We have the data, we have the update figures. And then we ask questions that most business owners don't even know to ask their tax preparers, right? We have one that made a change this year, moving to an S Corp and putting themselves on payroll. And I said, hey, we're reaching out to your tax person because I bet you aren't going to have to pay your fourth quarter estimate. You've probably already paid in enough in taxes. So we're asking those questions. Do we need to adjust our final estimate, for the year? Do we need to pay as much? Is there a tax saving opportunity that we may be missing if we don't do something right now? And tax professionals have your full picture. We have your business picture, and the dream team brings it together, right? So we are having those conversations on behalf of our clients because we speak the language of their tax preparer. And even if you don't have a professional in your corner like us, you can still be asking your tax person these same questions, or at least having this conversation.
Yeah, I would say, one of the things that always surprises me around tax preparers is, especially those that work with businesses, or one of the questions that I ask, are they or are they not proactive throughout the year? If you're working with somebody that's not proactive, where all you're doing is in April or March, whenever, dropping off your folder of things and leaving, and that's the entire conversation you have every year, you probably need to go find somebody else, because there should be proactive work done throughout the year, because things change in our businesses. The one thing they say about a plan is that it's great that you have it, but it changes the moment you start, so really important to have those conversations.
Great point. And to, I think, support the tax preparers being proactive. If they know you are going to have real numbers to give them, it makes it a lot easier for them to check in with you throughout the year. If you are one of those business owners, and this is no shame because a lot of people are busy, right? And bookkeeping goes to the back end. If you are one of those that, if your tax preparer were to ask you, like, where are you at for the year? Should we be doing some things? And you've always said, oh, my numbers aren't up to date, or I don't have that data. There isn't much they can do to help you. So this is very important to kind of have those updated numbers all year so that you can get proactive guidance, which is kind of number 2. So we like to forecast tax bills for advisory clients proactively, right? We don't want them to be guessing. So we run actual what if scenarios for year end. Like, what if you were to pay a bonus? What if you were to pay a bonus to yourself? What if you were to pay a bonus to your staff? Is there a way to reduce your tax bill and not kill cash flow by doing so? What if we delayed income? Like, what if you're a business owner who has made a lot more than you expected this year? Is there a scenario where it makes sense to maybe not start that next project and tell that next client, like, hey, we're going to start this January 1st. We'll bill you then. They may even love the delay if they're in a situation where they're like, ooh, it might be better if we can delay paying this until next year. And then the big one is, what if you invest in something now that can save taxes either later or this year? So we have some business owners that know they're going to need some equipment upgrades next year, or maybe something they're going to invest in. So we're kind of running this what if scenario of, can the cash support buying it now so you don't have to wait a whole year to get the tax benefit, and you buy it now in December instead of waiting till January to buy it. So it's a lot of proactive, let's run some scenarios and what's going to be best for your tax bill come April. Number 3 is going through owner pay. So businesses silently leak money all around owner pay. LLCs are one of the most guilty for this because owners forget.
I'm still laughing about this.
Owners forget that if they are taking distributions, they still have to pay taxes on those
Taxes on them.
distributions.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm laughing
Um,
about it, not because I forget that, but I'm just laughing about it because it is so easy in an LLC to just take money out and just take it out, done. And then
Yes.
you just count it as owner draw. Cool, it's done. But because it's so easy, one can forget. That's the only reason I'm laughing about it.
Yes, LLCs, it is the most notorious right there, distributions. And then on the flip side, let's say you've elected to be an S Corp at this point. S Corps get hung up on owner pay as well. And it's more on penalties and fees. And if you don't solve it in December, it can cause you a huge headache come April. So if you're an S Corp, you have to be paying yourself on payroll. It is a requirement of having that election. We have seen countless businesses not do it, and the penalties they get from the IRS are insane. But on the flip side, you could be underpaying yourself and maybe opening yourself up to an audit. So this is kind of the time of the year to look at this and fix it now so it isn't a problem, because you cannot go backwards and try to fix this. You could also be overpaying yourself, meaning you're going to end up paying more in taxes than you had to and killing your cash. So this is that silent leak that maybe you don't need to be paying yourself as much as you are. And if you haven't run payroll yet at all, this is the time to fix it. You're going to need to get those payroll taxes in. You need to show that you were on payroll, and December is a great time to do it. I know a lot of tax preparers will say just do a catch-up payroll in December, and that's fine, but make sure you do it this month and just don't overpay yourself. I know there's always that big question mark around reasonable salary, and it's a gray area, but it doesn't have to be. But this is something to definitely look at in December. And don't forget about those distributions, please. You'll regret it when you do. This is also the month. So number 4 is get your books cleaned up fully. So we are going through right now for our clients, if there's been any lingering questions or, transactions that they haven't quite answered for us yet, or question marks around, what this big purchase was or how you're going to handle it. This is the time to just make sure all of that's getting buttoned up. And you never want to wait for your taxpayer to say in April, these books are a mess and here's my giant bill to fix it. You don't want to do that. Right now is the time for our clients. We're in there just kind of cleaning up the stuff. But this is also our season where we really encourage people to either get their QuickBooks reviewed or get the full cleanup happening, right? So reconciling every account, making sure your income is really what your income is. Oh, I can't tell you how many businesses we see that have double recorded income and they pay taxes on too much income. And it breaks my heart, honestly. I hate it so much. So clean it up now. Clean up the garbage in the books. And April will just be a lot easier, I promise.
Well, and if you wanted to take advantage of any of the other, tax saving benefits, of the year, or fixing or taking care of, your payroll, et cetera, before a year ends, without, so you don't get penalized or other things, you need to have the clean books because you need to see what's been going on. So this really is the last chance to really get that done right so that you avoid penalties.
And out of this whole list, this is probably the first thing you should tackle because, like you said, you can't really do much of any of the other things until you have clean numbers that you're working with. And then the last thing, number 5, that we are helping our advisory clients with right now is just those final moves before December 31st. So this can be retirement contributions, those equipment purchases that I talked about. Do you have contractor payments that need to go out? Are there payroll adjustments that need to go in? We're getting to the season where 1099s and W-2s and all of the things are coming together. And this is the season where the tax savings comes from, like I said. So getting those extra purchases, those extra contributions, maybe delaying the income. So just making all of those final moves before we hit that December 31st deadline. It's just really important at this time of the year.
Yeah. I love those five things. It's really clear and simple too, as to what to do. It's kind of self-explanatory, or common sense is really what I mean to say. It's pretty common sense, of some of these things, and they can really help open up opportunities to save money. Like that number 5, all those other elements that you talked about. So, if you're currently saying like, I didn't know I could do that. Oh my God, permission, done, do it now. Okay. Because, taxes, they're built on rules. And like I said at the beginning, and like we said through it, like you can forecast it, you can figure this stuff out. And you can reduce your tax bill. Like you can, and there's things you can do on that front. And so if you're feeling behind, et cetera, just jump in. You don't have to be stuck. Okay. Just ask about it and what needs to happen to make things a better situation for you. And you're going to feel way better about it.
And I think I've called this out before. Like business owners are not given like the rule book here. Like there are a lot of business owners that operate not really being taught the financial ABCs, right? And I think it's just important to either figure that piece out or work with a great professional that can help you, because it's not your fault that you didn't know it, right? It's just now you need to be proactive in learning it. And I think every business owner really should have like a very simple financial roadmap. It does not need to be hard. I know majority of business owners don't want to learn accounting, and we don't expect you to, right? But it is just really beneficial for you to have somebody on your side, or at least educating yourself enough that you don't have to stress about tax season. And
yeah, I was thinking about what you said around like business owners aren't trained. And it's just like, we definitely aren't. Nobody is. I mean, even like personal finances nowadays, there's barely a checkbook balancing class. And I get that checks aren't a thing anymore, but like, you don't even have a required, or many places don't have a required accounting class that really goes through how you do this for your personal finances, let alone how to plan out and forecast, what that happens. So everything is DIY, for a business owner. And so if we're not learning it ourselves, we have to find a trusted partner through it all. So really difficult as a business owner to do this ourselves, even though it's just adding and subtracting. But it's not to minimize it, because it's what we're not taught and told and have to figure out. And unfortunately, there's surprises that happen when we don't have the right steps. So I love that we went over this today.
Yeah, and I think most of the stuff you can find out there is so detailed because it's kind of tailored to those trying to learn accounting, right? Like, business owners don't need to, nor do they want to learn that. Yeah. But foundational knowledge to at least know, like, oh, I can write that off, or, ooh, this would be an advantage to me, is beneficial. And that's just kind of, like I said, like we want to make that available to everybody. So it is simple. I don't think this needs to be hard, and we want to make it easy. And if you are using QuickBooks, like we do an audit that will tell you what's broken, what might be costing you a lot, and how to fix it. So you can certainly reach out for that. But if you are doing this yourself, I'm going to recap some these things, and it's going to be 5 things that I'm highly encouraging you to do if you're not ready to hire a full finance team, or you're just going to stay on the do-it-yourself road. So 1, update those books. Like we talked about it in what we're doing right now. Even if it's messy, just get those darn things caught up. So if you're saying, I have not reconciled my account, or I have not entered a transaction this entire year, now is the time. I promise you will thank yourself for it. Your tax preparer will thank you for it. Just get it done. And like I said, reconcile. That's number 2. Reconcile everything. This is probably the most skipped step that we see. And this is what costs business owners the most on taxes. The double recorded income is probably in 95% of files that we review. And it's because, oh, I entered that invoice twice, or, oh, the bank feed pulled that in, or, oh, I didn't realize that Stripe recorded that, but I recorded it myself. So that is the one way. Reconciling is the one way to find any of those duplicate transactions and make sure you're not paying on too much income. Number 3, get that tax projection. So having a ballpark now is way better than a huge surprise in April. So many business owners could avoid the April dread if you had a projection now and you had to pay it in April. That's still 4 months to find a way to save the money to make that payment. If you are waiting until April, you are up against that deadline. And if somebody is like, oh, you owe $15,000 right now, you don't get the months to try to come up with the money to pay that tax bill. So if you get a projection now, you're not going to be, like blindsided or panicking in April next year. So this is the time. Number 4, review that owner pay. So has it been consistent? Is it strategic? Have you taken a lot of distributions that you need to account for? This is the time to review that. And then number 5 is make your list of year-end moves. List out if there's new equipment you need next year. List out if you want to make retirement contributions. List out if you've bought things this year, and take that list to your tax preparer so they can tell you what is going to make the biggest difference for your taxes in April. And you'll be proactive, and promise you'll be much happier.
Yeah. And just to go back to it, look, if you want to not do it yourself, it's okay to call someone to help. And I do recommend Bridget's team. Okay. I know, like, shameless plug on here, but you talked about the health check, and how, you give them a clear roadmap, and it was awesome to see that for ourselves. And I know you guys do good work. So I really want to say that because it's awesome.
Yeah. And we tell everybody that wants to dive into that, because some are like, man, we just don't know if we're ready for your services. And I'm like, totally fine, right? Our health check, we actually give a full video walkthrough of what we're seeing. So like somebody can watch that and say, oh, there's an area there. Oh, I need to clean that up. So if they want to do it themselves still, if they want to take it to somebody else, it is such a beneficial, review. Full review of what we're seeing in the books, that everybody has walked away. And our goal is to actually find you enough money that if you do want to work with us, it can pay our first year. Like, that is our goal for everybody. And
Nice.
We find a lot of savings for people when we do these reviews.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, so it's good.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
I'll say, please don't feel any shame. I say it's a judge-free zone.
Yeah.
Every business owner gets behind. Every business owner has a cleanup. Heck, I've had to clean up my own books this year because I was like, oh, I totally neglected that for 2 months. But everybody else and the clients were fine, but mine, I had to catch them up. So you're not behind. You just need a little bit of a reset. Maybe you've been in the dark about what you should do, or in the dark of what you can do. And hopefully today and the tips that we gave you can change that, and you can move forward a little more proactively and confident.
Yeah, I'd say, and moving forward proactively, it's just the leadership thing to do. It's being a good leader and just recognizing, putting, being a hedgehog or an ostrich, a head in the sand. It's just not going to lead to good results. You're going to have to take care of it sooner or later. And it's okay. We've all been there, and might be there again. So you deserve actually to have your business to be in a good state. Like, you've worked hard on it. Just make it happen. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the last thing I'll say to bring this full circle is, please stop thinking that tax season is in April. I know that's the date everybody circles on their calendar, but the smartest things that you'll do for taxes happen right now in the month of December. Every year. So just remember this. Every year, December is your proactive month.
Love it. Love it. Cool. I think that's another one in the books. Did you enjoy today's episode? Let us know. You can check out whatthebiz.com, hit us up there, or leave a review wherever you're listening. If that's on Apple, we'd love to get a review from you on Apple Podcast. Tell us what you love most about today's episode. And really excited to see what you picked up on. But with that, Bridget, what's coming up next?
I am looking forward to, so our team takes a nice reset over the holidays. We're getting close to holidays, and I'm just looking forward to some R&R, letting the team
Cool.
have some R&R and
Nice.
getting ready to hit the new year running.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the same boat. We always take a big break between Christmas and New Year. So we really try to do pretty much almost nothing for that whole week. We prep everything so we can just decouple, and it's awesome. Looking forward to it. And you know what? Because it's so new, I almost forgot. We have to do our What the Biz moment of the week. Oh my God. I'm like wrapping things up. I almost forgot, but we got to do this. Okay. I'll take this first. Okay. So there is a bar locally that has a big playground in the back. And all year long, I have been seeing posts online of like, hey, please come out. We're having a hard time, or this construction's really impacted us, etc. Well, one of the things I know that they do is they actually charge like per kid to come to the bar so that they can play in the backyard space. And I thought about that and was just like, that's kind of strange. It's not like an amusement park. It's like kiddie toys, like a play school slide and like a swing set and other things. And I'm not saying those things are cheap. Like I get that they cost money, but when you're going someplace to a restaurant or whatever that has a place to sit, they don't charge you to go on the patio. They don't charge you to hang out, by the bar or something like that. So if this is what you do, like I'm just thinking about customer experience, like getting that extra charge really feels kind of crappy actually, And so I'm just like, how hard would it be to add 20 cents or 30 cents to everything you sell to cover, that cost of entry? Because I think it's something really low, like $2 a kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think about like, just add 50 cents to everything or 30 cents. And that just covers that cost of incidentals, et cetera. So I look at this and I'm just like, I think this is a fail. I think there's a better user experience here or customer experience of, I don't need this added cost. And I don't know if you have a different perspective on it, because I do see another perspective here, but I count this a fail. I think there's a better way to do it.
Yeah, it seems, it just seems kind of odd since it is part of their business that like,
yeah, it's like, that's your shtick. Yeah.
And maybe not charge for the draw in, right? Like I kind of look at it like maybe there's a bigger question mark as to how you get more clients or more customers through your door.
Yes. This is the whole shtick. It is. You're right. That's the whole thing. Their whole draw is we have this awesome playground for kids. This is the reason you come here. But yet we're going to charge you a whole ton to come in. I think about bars that have outdoor patios with like ring toss or horseshoes or bag toss or whatever. You don't usually charge for that. It's out. It's the draw. It's what brings people in to spend money, and then to spend. Now I do know there are some bars that like charge like $1 for you to play darts or something else. And I get that there's cost for all of that. And I always feel horrible. I feel bad paying for that dart. And I know why, but it's still icky to me because it's just like, I'm going to be here longer, drinking more or buying more food because you have this entertainment. I think you can cover that, in some way. So there's something there that I think they can get fixed that if they played more on that draw in a family way and created, I think like instead of coming at it from like charging, it's just like make events that should be charged, make something that's worthy of the charge. Do you have somebody that runs that outdoor area that's going to play games and activities with the kids all day? So that the parents don't even have to watch the kid for the hour or 2 hours they're there. They're going to play games. They're going to have, certain activities. I would pay for that,
Sure.
if I was a parent. I know my parents paid for that, like, great, I'm going to go somewhere to eat. My kid's going to be taken care of and I don't have to pay attention. Holy cow. Yeah. Here, take $15. I'm without a kid for 2 hours while I'm eating and drinking here. Wonderful. Like that hits me as like an even better experience rather than charging, per kid to access the equipment, which is the whole reason you created the place, was to create that atmosphere. So
Yeah. No, I hear ya. So mine is around, actually it's kind of fitting with like holiday season, the sales, the Black Fridays, all the things that like come around this time of year. So there is a very successful business that we've seen that they have arcade games, and they do a flat rate, play all day if you want.
Ooh,
Like once you're
nice.
there, you just play the games, right? Well, they ran a special of like come in for free for a day, and I just I'm not a huge fan of like discounts for no reason. Like it's just not. I don't recommend it. I don't like it, and I think this was a fail in the way that in conversation, which I have had a conversation since I saw this, they indicated that most of the people that took advantage of it are people that already come in to play the games, right? Like it didn't draw in more
Yeah.
attention for them. And I just worry that that type of event now is going to trigger, oh, when's the next time they're going to run a special or an event that's free?
Yeah.
And like, is it going to hurt them in the long run? I don't think they'd ever done this before. I was kind of curious why they even did it in the first place. Like they are very well visited. Like it isn't like, I don't know. And if they were going to do that, I wish it was more of like a customer appreciation event. Come play for the day for free for people that already come there, right?
Yes.
Like an appreciation.
That's a cool, yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was kind of my take, my spin, and my cautionary tale of once you start offering discounts, I think it can become worrisome. So take it cautiously.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before from a marketing level, and I totally agree. I think that if you're doing, discounts, it's to help train your current clientele of something, or to help reduce that fear or risk of bringing someone in to use your service or product, because everybody has this thought of like, is it worth it? Is the place good? Is it fun? Are they quality? Are they not? And so, when we offer discounts or offers, the whole point is to reduce that risk, reduce that fear, calm those objections, where it's just like, oh, okay, you know what? They're going to do that. Yeah, that's worth trying,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm with you. If you're just going to offer a discount of, yeah, come and play, like whatever, yeah, you've totally missed it. But when you position it, just that little tilt, that you're talking about of like, this is a customer appreciation day. Oh, cool. We don't have these all the time. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to wait for this to happen again, because this is a 1 day a year thing that we do. That's to, thank our customers for being awesome. I love that a lot, because that's a different type of training. We are now building loyalty and showing our appreciation, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't think they meant for it to be what it was, but definitely something to be thinking about in a learning experience.
Yeah. Cool. All right, look, we did the What the Biz moment of the week. Oh my God, almost forgot. So cool. All right, thank you all for tuning in. If you've got an idea for a future episode, we'd love to hear about it. Check us out.